Nope. So now we're gonna get it. There we go. All right, so we're gonna get this thing Yeah, all right, cool. Let me get this. What's up, YouTube? We're getting started a little late today, but we in this thing. Yeah, come on in here. Let me turn this. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get this thing on here in a second. Let me get Facebook involved. What's up? What's up, IG? All right, we're just getting everybody logged in. We got the lovely Miss Rose Strickland in the building. Yeah,
what's up, guys?
We gotta get them. We gotta get Facebook because I seen a few people saying they wanted to chime in with. All right. Where's the other tripod? Let me have one more. Appreciate y'all patience. Y'all know how it is. I'm trying to see if I want to go. Yeah, that's right. Put on part of what? Come help me out, sonny boy. On this. No, sorry. Hey, what's going on? Peace, love, Brown Sugar Lounge. I see y'all checking in. I got the beautiful Miss Rowe in the building. Yeah. What's up? We had the Miss Lyric last week. We appreciate you tuning in, Lyric. I'm just getting everything going, you know, technical difficulties. You know how we do. We about to get this thing going. What's going on, YouTube? We appreciate y'all tuning in. You see, we got the Dallas Business Lounge in the building. We just getting everything logged in. I got my put me in like that. All right. There we go. Got to get something stronger than this shit. We're going to do it like this. Don't worry about it. We're going to do it like that. Cool. All right, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm going to tune in on YouTube as well. Yeah, we just got it logged in on YouTube, so we appreciate that, Lyric. We appreciate your support. We got a good topic today, man. We got a good topic today. We getting to Facebook. What's going on, man? We got the beautiful Miss Rose Strickland in the building.
Hey, guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're going to get her, so we're going to make sure y'all see her. Bam. There we go. Cool. How you doing today?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Man, we appreciate y'all being patient with us. Man, y'all don't know how much goes into the work, the inner workings of doing a podcast. So we just appreciate y'all just being patient with us while we get this thing going. How you doing today, beautiful?
Fabulous.
That's
Fabulous.
what's up, man. Well, we're getting the people tuned in. What's up, MD Live? I see you coming in. We coming in. Go ahead and tell the people who you are. What's your story? Why they getting ready to come in, and then we're gonna deep dive into this great conversation. I see you got the wheels spinning on the conversation, so it's gonna be some good topics going on today. Tell them who you are, Ro.
Well, hey guys, my name is Rose Strickland. I am the founder of the Business Lounge in Dallas. It's a business resource center and event space. So what we do is we have like professional business addresses, podcast rooms. We have private offices, 2 lounge areas where people can book their events. But the most important thing is the professional business addresses. So if you're out there and you're using your home address as your business address, we got you. $25 a month. So
Hold on, explain that now. Okay, so they can use you kind of like a post office, like a PO box.
Not it's better than the PO box because the PO box you can't use on a lot of your legal documents. But we're an actual professional business address, so you're able to use our address as your business address. We're also able to be your registered agent on any of your LLC paperwork, things of that nature.
That's dope.
So we currently have 156 businesses that use us. The goal is 400. So we need y'all to come on in. I launched the lounge in 2018, so we just hit our 5-year mark. When we launched in 900 square feet. We expanded in March 22 into 2,300 square feet. So that's what gave us the more space for the private offices, the dedicated mail room, and things of that nature. Of course, in the two lounge areas.
So this is what we're gonna do. I talk loud. The people know I talk loud.
Oh,
So,
I ain't talking about nothing.
we'll put this my clip, bro. Yeah, just put it in your lap. There you are. You can hold it. All right. So cool. So you've been in the business for how long?
We just hit 5 years.
5 years. Okay. So the topic today and what we're gonna be talking about is women in commerce. Okay. And the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is because you are not only a consumer. You buy things, you shop in different areas, but you're also a business owner.
Yes.
So you get a unique perspective to be able to see things from both sides of the track. Not only as a woman being a customer, but also a woman in business. So when I brought up the topic, I noticed your eyebrows raised. You're like, wow, what do you mean women in commerce? Are you the next customer or the next victim? So basically, when I was doing research, because I always like to do research, because this is a new topic for me. I've never been a woman. So for me, I was interested in this because a lot of times I'm coming from a male point of view and I have a lot of expertise on what we talk about today. I have to rely on the research. Okay, so it says the top 10 problems or some of the problems. They didn't really list them in the top order.
Yeah.
But these are just some of the things that they say are disadvantages in the being a women in the industry. Okay.
Yeah.
They say it's dominated by aggressive male personalities.
Yeah.
There's gender bias and gender pay gaps. There's double bind effects. There's a glass ceiling that they like to put on women. Limited child care support. Now that was big because as a man, I don't really, and I'm a single father, but I still don't think about it as the fact of a single mother having 2-3 kids, trying to hold down a full-time job and support their family. So that opened up my mind. Limited child care support, sexual harassment, which is automatically what I thought about.
That should be number 1.
Discriminated when pregnant with children, automatically assumed to be less committed than a man, and limited sponsorship when you go out there and you try to get the different business owners to try to support you. So with that being said now, and we'll deep dive into it, but now that you kind of have an idea of where this is going, what are your initial thoughts of the topic?
Well, the main one that I've had dealings with would be the sexual harassment part. Whew, that one right there is like men will try to act like they want to do business with you when they really don't. They don't really want to do business with you. They want to do something else with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they would just act like, you know, they'll do business with you. So that right there has been one that's like, yeah, that one has touched home real close, but it happens on a regular basis, especially like going to networking events and stuff. If I go by myself, like I have to leave at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? I have to leave at a certain time, or I can't. I gotta make sure I don't indulge in, you know, drinks like I want to or whatever. Because yeah, the harassment is real. It's real.
So even as a business owner, you say you get the harassment side of it as a business owner as well, coming in as a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because being like networking is important. Networking is the most important piece of my business. And being out there, men see you, like I said, they'll pretend, they'll act like they want to do business with you, and they really don't. They want something else. So, yeah.
So so that's kind of what I want to talk about, because and actually Lyric, she brought it up last week that sometimes she goes to the different barbershops and things like that. In some places they accept her as a peer, and then other times, it could be perceived as blood in the water type of thing. And now men, so for example, you're a single mother, right? You're a mother. You have kids.
Yes, I do have kids.
Okay, so you take your son to the barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just want to go take your child to the barbershop, get a haircut, but the intentions are not always, hey, let me be professional. They sometimes.
I done took my son to a barbershop before. We done left. The guy in a car. A guy done got out of the barber chair, walked out of the barbershop with his cape still on to walk up to my car. Like, yeah. And I thought that was so that wasn't cool to me. It wasn't exciting or anything. It was just like, what? Like, you literally getting your haircut and you thought that is the best way to approach me.
Right.
Like, and I'm with my son. And so, yeah, I mean, it's the barbershop. And to me,
this is good. This is what I want to deep dive into.
To me, having boys, I think the father should be the one to take them to the barbershop anyway. Mm-hmm. But I ended up taking my son many times and just walking in the barbershop shop. As soon as you walk in there, all the dudes gonna turn their heads. They all look. And it's just like, it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. But I have heard so many dudes talk on this subject, and they like, oh, that's the way it is. So we just supposed to be used to it. We just supposed to be okay with it.
No,
that's not the way it is. It's like, no, it's called maturity. It's called being a real man. A real man gonna have respect.
Right.
Period. Like, it don't matter where you at. A barbershop, concert, whatever. You be respectful. And most dudes are not.
So, and that's what we want to talk about today, because I think it kind of goes both ways sometimes. Sometimes I think that the female persuasion can be a little persuasive. So, sometimes, they come in with a little skirt on and things like that. And I know those are different instances, but men, I think we have to learn how to separate business and our personal pleasures, yes. Right? Because I'm a poet. And that's one thing I pride myself on. I don't go and try to sleep with the performers that I have to come perform with my shows, because the way I look at it, I'm like, I'd rather have a partnership, a friendship for life than the thrill of 15 minutes tonight.
That part.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you're doing business, especially in barbershops and things like that, I feel like women, I'm not saying you have to cover up yourself, but you also have to be prepared for this is what's going on, because I also see women come in those same situations and they try to use the body or use the sexual appeal to enhance or try to get something free or whatever the case may be, right? And I think it's frustrating because that's in every single industry that's out there.
Yeah.
Right? You try to go get your car fixed. The mechanic want to sleep with you. You try to go get your hair cut. Now that barbershop wants to. So it's like, how do we come together as a community to say, okay, when we go into these places, if you want to continue to support, do we call them out? Do we stop supporting them? What do we do?
Well, the incident I just told you about that happened to me, I did. I contacted the barbershop. I contacted the owner and I told them what happened. And I was like, I'm never coming back here. I'm not bringing my son back here, because that was just, to me, that was just rude. It was disrespectful. It was, no. So, I mean, that's one way, but still, I mean, it all stems from the person, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, everybody got their different motives, right? But it's about maturity.
Right.
It's about maturity and knowing and being the right type of person. It's like, come on, like be respectful. It's really that simple, but so many people lack it. It's just like customer service. It's just like people having good customer service. They're instead of them having, being sensitive to the other person's issues or needs, they make it all about them and they make it a whole argument and a whole deal when it doesn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just about taking care of people. That's what it needs to be. You making sure the other person next to you is comfortable. Period. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us being so selfish about, oh damn, she fine. I want her, so I'm gonna go approach her.
Right.
Like, think about, well, let me see what would be the best way to approach her. Right. What would make her comfortable? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. That's all I'm saying, because a lot of dudes don't think. A lot of females don't either. So I mean, I get what you're saying. Like the women walking into the shops and stuff was like, but this is my thing too. We should be able to wear whatever
you should.
We want to wear.
And I knew that was going to come up,
like,
because we should. But also, if you think about men in business, mm-hmm. You know what I mean. And I've been in the gym. I've been getting my workout on, and there's certain times that I want to show off my body because I know in this particular arena it's effective. It works well, right?
Yeah.
But then when I'm trying to take care of business, you may see me come in more professional, shirt tied. And I'm not saying women have to do that, but do you think women can do a better job of doing outside of the businesswoman aspect and just the everyday, I'm going to go take care of my business type of atmosphere? I'm just curious, because it's like, if you know this, right? And we know this, we know that the women are men could be sexual predators. They prey on women. You know what I mean? And it don't take much for a man. It could be a thigh, a leg. Somebody said that they like toes the other day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People got the craziest fetishes. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna have that fetish no matter what you got on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can blame it on what they want. Mm-hmm. You have to control yourself. You have to manage yourself. Like, you can't blame nobody else for your actions, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. It's like these people out here abusing kids and shit. Like, why? Right. Like, no, that's a choice that you are choosing to do. Right. You have the power to not do it, and you choose to do it. No, you're not going to tell me that I got to wear a certain kind of outfit for you not to act stupid. No, you still going to act stupid if you want to or not.
That's true.
So that right there don't work for me. A grown man going to be a grown man.
So when you called the barber out, what was the response that you got back?
The owner did reply back, and it was like they apologized about everything and they were going to address it. So of course they could see on the cameras. I mean, dude straight got up out the chair. They could see which barber he was with, all of that. So, and I'm pretty sure he was a regular there.
Right.
So that was my first and last time going there.
So what do you do in a business setting? Because I know you just can't leave your networking event or things like that. So what happens in a sense when you take? Because I know this could be could be a slippery slope.
Like I was saying, like earlier. So in business settings, like I do business networking events. Sometimes there are speakeasies and lounges like this. Mm-hmm. You gotta make sure you're with somebody. As a woman, you gotta make sure you're with somebody, and you have to manage the amount of time you're gonna be there. Because after a certain amount of time, everybody got them drinks flowing, them drinks in them. Mm-hmm. Then things start happening. So people be professional in the beginning, they ain't professional in the end. Right. So you have to have a plan. Like, I'll have strategies and everything when it comes to networking, because that's my thing.
Right.
So you just have to have a certain amount of time that you're gonna be there, and then a certain amount of drinks you're gonna have, and making sure that don't nobody get your drinks for you. Like, they can pay for them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But make sure they don't bring them to you, because you don't know what they put in them, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, you just gotta be you gotta be watchful.
Man, and so in business, did you see some of these things like halt you? I know it didn't stop you, because of course now you're a business owner, but young business, because I know there's women out there and there's females out there that have to be going through some of these same things.
Oh yes, it will halt you, because let me tell you, like, so for like one of my team members, right? And I know we had a public relationship, so I had one of my team members that I had got into a relationship with, and I did that. One, I was thinking I could change the narrative, because people say you don't shit when you eat,
right?
And I'm like, well, how come we can't work together? Because the whole point is the bills. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Because when the relationship was over, you don't just have to cut ties personally, but you have to cut ties business-wise. So it's like a double cut. It's like a double wound. So it hurts. You know what I'm saying? But
So was that partner was already in the business, and then you created, and you didn't bring him into the business.
he was like, yeah,
He was already
yeah,
being a team in the business.
correct.
And we know that, sometimes the business that's not the best move.
Yeah.
They call it conflict of interest and things like
It
that.
does. It
But
does.
before you even got the keys, as a woman, did you see like the building? Was that a problem? Getting the building? Was it a problem securing funding? Was it like those are the things that I guess I'm asking, because they said, because I didn't know that, like I said, you get limited sponsorship just being a woman.
I mean, like, I haven't had that issue because I'm a networker, so I build relationships with people. So I haven't had that issue, and I think a lot of that list is referring to corporate as well,
right?
Versus
and it is
full-time entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because this is based off a LinkedIn survey.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So the business owners, the employees, everything based off, and they came up with this list based off of women and their opinions.
And like
because I don't know, that's why I'm asking, because the closer I start getting to my spiritual side, and the more I want to follow the path that the Creator has made for me, I want to find better understanding, because I used to be guilty of these same things. You see what I'm saying? And it was because of lack of understanding for myself.
Okay.
What gave me the because like you said, we need to grow up. But if we see, like, I got my son here with me today. If he sees me whistling at a woman, then he feels like that's the proper technique that I'm supposed to take when I go see a woman.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious to know, like, was it like a community thing where the community bound with you and said, hey man, we don't treat our women like that? Or did you feel more like you're on an island and it was just like, I'm just not going to shop with them anymore? Because I feel like more people should know about this stuff. More people should know about it. More people should get called out on it, so that it brings to a conscious.
Yeah, they should. But it's still like, I know we all say, like, if we do it, or if we come up with a plan, it's to me, it's not even about that. It's about each individual. If that person don't decide to change themselves, like you made a choice, right?
Right.
You made a decision. You want to be a better man. Yeah. So you started making choices and changes to do that. Most men don't do that. They're like, this is just the way I am, and this is the way I'm gonna be. That's why the world is the way that it is. Because these are the same men that you got raising kids. These are the same men you got mentoring and teaching kids. They're not really men. They're not really men. They're not growing. They're not learning. They're not shifting. They're not pivoting. They're just like, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I'm spreading. Yeah. Period. And that's not the way that it should be. But each individual has to take survey of themselves. Yeah. Who am I? What have I done? What can I do better? Mm-hmm. Most men do not do that.
I agree.
That's why I got an ex-husband now.
Because it's a lot of pride.
Ex-boyfriend now. Yeah. Like, dudes don't do that.
Yeah. It's a lot of pride that goes into being a man. And, and like I said, the closer that you start getting a better understanding with yourself, you lose that pride for ways that you live in. And you live more of a, like you said, a people-based idea. You don't want people to treat you a certain way, so you don't treat them a certain way. You have daughters that you want to see be treated, respected by men. You treat other women like that, because I believe now, because the world has hit me upside the head. All the things that I thought I was getting away with as a young boy, man, it came back and hit me as a man. You know what I mean? It hurt my pride, because it was like, man, I'm a man. I shouldn't be going through this stuff. But I realized it was the things that I was doing, how I was treating people. Not only women, but men as well. It was being reciprocated back on.
That part. It's one big circle.
One thing that was interesting to me, because we're going to pivot. One thing that was interesting to me, though, was how resilient women are, right? How resilient, because if you look at the history of women in business, it has been a long, bumpy road for you guys to get to where you are now.
Yeah.
Right? So I started thinking about, I'm like, well, how did women become so powerful in business today? And it says, because like you hit, it's amazing. You hit the word right on the head. It says the way that you ladies network. Because you guys network and you understand the plight of each other woman.
Come on.
There was like, that's how most women in businesses are successful is because of their strong networking ability
Let me tell you something.
to pull other people
Let me
like
tell
them
you
into
something.
it.
Networking, that has what carried me my whole entire business life and personal life since I started being a
Network.
networking, because you network, and the thing is, it's not just going out here and meeting people. It's not enough to just to meet the people. You have to build relationships. You have to be an asset to other people. And if you're not an asset to them, they're not going to be an asset to you. You go out here and you meet and you connect with all these people. I'm connected to this person. Like, LinkedIn or whatever. I got this many followers. I got this many connections. Yeah. But how many of them are actual real relationships? The relationship is what pay you long money. That's what's gonna carry you when things get hard, because I think life's gonna happen. Personal and business, life's gonna happen. Who can you go to in your network that's gonna be like, hey, no questions asked. I already know you. I know how you move. I believe in you. Here's what you need.
So in your network, you have is it mostly women?
Yeah.
Mostly women.
I would go to a woman. I don't went to a man one time, and I knew not to go to him. And I'm gonna tell you why I did not want to go to him, because I knew he was sexually attracted to me. Even though he had great business sense, he had great business advice. I knew it was coming from the wrong place.
Right.
So I never wanted to go to him if I needed him for anything. That's like the
you
ultimate,
feel like he gonna want something
yeah,
in return.
exactly. That was always the last resort. I would go through my network first, and like you said, majority of my network, women. I got men there, but they like on one side. But the women, the people I know I can count on, they on the other side, which are women.
We got a lyric on YouTube. She said, "When you grow, you evolve in every level.
Yes.
When it's done properly." And I
Yeah.
think that's the key when you're growing properly. Because some people grow in ignorance. Growing ignorance to say, "Oh man, I don't fool with nobody else." But while you're not fooling with somebody else, are you actually elevating yourself? Are you working on yourself?
That part.
Because if you just turn a blind eye to everything in the world, and if you're not actually growing, you just you're just ignoring.
You're ignoring. You're being stagnant.
And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like we have to be proactive in our approach. As women, I love the fact that y'all don't take no for an answer.
And won't.
You know what I mean? Because when they said y'all couldn't speak, y'all spoke. When they told you to sit in the back of the bus, you sat in the back of the bus. When they told you couldn't vote, and they told you couldn't work, and they told you where your place was, a lot of women stood up and said, "No, this is not just a woman's role to do this. We can do just as much as men," and y'all went out there and stuck to it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, men we give up. We give up.
Yep.
We ready to quit at the first sign of it,
Yeah.
because it's like we ain't never had no baby, so we ain't feel pain like that.
Baby.
So when we sprain our ankle, that's pain to us.
Yeah.
When our pride is hurt, that's pain to us. But you guys experience real pain, and I think that is how you guys keep persevering and enduring in the business market.
Yeah.
Because this was opening my, because as a man, I just don't think like this. I don't go into a situation thinking somebody's gonna take advantage of me, or somebody could be trying to, because they're sexually attracted to me. Now I have to hold my guard up, because at the end of the day, I can simply just, "Hey man, calm down," and I have the power or the strength or whatever to say no. Women sometimes, no matter how strong they are mentally, emotionally, sometimes you're just not physical enough to keep them, and that's the scary part for women.
You said that right there.
That's the scary part, and I think about that because I got girls.
Because some of these dudes are so smooth, like they so smooth, like they'll act. I'm telling you, they'll act like they're doing everything for you or in your best interest.
Yeah.
And they are not.
Yeah.
It's all to get what they want. For the most part, the cash.
Some section.
Yeah.
Some section. Yeah. We live from El Jefe's, man. This is what happens, man. It's a great lounge. If y'all ever in Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas, man, this is a great spot.
Yes,
Come see Tony, El Jefe's, great hand rolled cigars, great conversation. So we live here with Ro, man. I appreciate your time and your energy, but we're gonna keep going into this because I got more information. It's so. Are you constantly questioned because you're okay? Let me because everybody gets questioned. But do you feel like because you are a woman in business, you get questioned more than a man in business? Because that's one of the things that they. So basically, like say for instance, somebody's coming in and they want to create, they want to rent out space for you. right? And you're telling them what your office holds and this and that. Do you get extra questions? Because I could see it, but I'm asking you as a business owner, do you get those type of things?
I mean, I haven't had that problem in my business as far as like selling services, things of that nature. No, I haven't had that problem. Like the price is the price. I haven't had no issue. Like no.
Because it says many women feel like people always question their credibility, even if they repeatedly proven themselves, like you have, or even if they are more senior, have more experience and more degrees than others. When a woman is feminine, girly, and looks like she's pretty, people automatically assume they are smart and capable just because how they look.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was asking, like, because I know you always looking fly. Okay. You always got your best foot forward, and because I'm like, do they do that?
Ain't nobody stepped to me incorrectly in that manner, because like, yeah, when you walk through that door, you gonna see somebody who's very confident in what they do.
Right, and then men start doing it.
Yeah, they be like, oh, so she on her stuff. Yeah, I'm not the one to play with, because I have my stuff in order. I have a 99% closing rate when they walk through that door, because not only do they see a black woman doing this, they get inspired. You know, they're like, oh, okay, so if she can do her business, I can do mine. You know, so I'm more from that realm. I'm more of an inspiration. So I haven't had any issues or pullback on that. No.
Yeah, because this is it opened up my mind, because men could be so one-minded. You know what I mean? Because we just so caught on our goals, our ambitions, and we forget just how to be the best person we can be. I think sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to open up this conversation, because women in business, they taking over. I moved from Illinois, and they got the first black mayor down there now. They have the first black Senate down there now. I mean, it's a lot of black women are empowering themselves, and I love it. You know, and I'm like, how can men do the same? I guess I'm trying to figure out, how can we replicate some of the same success as women? I know you said network,
but it's also opening up. So this is the thing: you're gonna be hurt. You're going to get hurt. And you're only going to get hurt because there's something that you have to instill in you, or there's something you have to fix. So that's the thing, too, about with business. Problems come, right? The only reason the problem comes is because you got to put something in place so that it doesn't happen. So we start businesses, right? And we just like, we love what we do, this, that, and third. And we don't put all the systems and processes in place, because a lot of times we don't think about it. Or we just don't, we're not at that level yet. But a problem will come. When that problem comes, you don't run. You don't tuck tail, you don't act like it didn't happen. You be like, okay, what do I need to do for the future for this not to happen again? And you implement it. You do that same thing with yourself. When issues come and they hurt, problems come, you get hurt. You be like, all right, what do I need to do in me so that this does not come to me? Because you attract all of the stuff to you, period. No matter what you think,
energy.
You attract it, and when it comes, you have to deal with it. And and that's another thing. Because look, I grew up in a house full of boys, and I raised a house full of boys. Thinking that you can just act like stuff don't happen, or it's not gonna, it don't count, or it don't matter. No, it matters, and it's gonna keep coming, and it's gonna keep tearing your head up. Until you deal with it.
Lyrics say this is why the relationship between our men and women have to be repaired. We can do so much together. The success we see right now in all of us can be so much stronger when we do it together, and we don't have to be in a romantic relationship to do it. And that's the key.
That's true.
You know, men got us, and I think men, we have to stop doing that as well. We have a woman can be attractive.
Yeah.
And we can notice their attraction, but we don't have to always try to sleep with it.
Yeah.
You know, I like to use it to my advantage sometimes. If I'm doing a show, if I have access to a pretty woman that can add something to my show, I want to be able to reach out to her, and she be comfortable enough to say, this is an opportunity for me to get myself out there, not real spills trying to get into my panties or whatever. I want you to have the confidence to do business with me, because a woman's face on a flyer, a woman's face in the front or whatever, that for business improves. You see what I'm saying?
It's not even just confidence, it's comfort. It's comfort. So being able to be comfortable, like, hey, I already know Spill gonna take care of me, he's gonna be cool.
Right.
We're gonna do this, he's gonna watch out for me. Just like knowing those things and knowing like, I'm gonna get hit on because like a cigar lounge for a woman, it's like look, it's almost like you walking into a dead
Yeah.
hungry dog.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so just knowing like the type of men or knowing who you going there to be with, like it's a difference. So that's why I say too, like with networking, right? Like it's a difference for me going by myself and going with a dude. If I go by myself, of course I'm gonna get approached 10,000 times more, and majority of it is not going to be for business.
Right. When you by yourself.
Yeah, when I'm by myself. Taking a male partner with me makes a whole lot of difference because they assume y'all together.
Right.
So then they step what? Correct. So it's just, yeah, you providing that comfort, yeah, it makes a difference.
Now, some of the excuses that people make is, especially with our black women, is y'all are too opinionated and bitchy. Now, this is what now I'm just saying, y'all don't put this on me. Well, I love y'all. I'm learning.
Hey.
It said on the paperwork that sometimes they could be too outspoken or bitchy.
Let me tell you something.
I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something, because I am outspoken. I'm very outspoken.
Yeah.
Because what you're not going to do is act like I don't have a voice. And that's what pisses me off the most about guys.
Yeah.
It's like they try to shut you down. Because they're like, whatever you got to say is not important. And no, that is not the case. I have a voice. You ain't got to agree with what I say. I ain't got to agree with what you say. But you can still acknowledge and let me say what I got to say. And then we all good.
Yeah.
But to not give me a voice, oh, that's the ultimate way to piss me off.
Especially in business. I mean, I think business, we're equals. You know, so I think that the voice, especially, man, me personally, women cover the tracks of a lot of stuff that we make errors on. Because you guys are good at the little things, right? So I feel like, man, it's just frustrating when I think about it because I've been in management positions, things like, and haven't been a predator like that. But when I started to research and find out that these are the things that happen to women, I wanted to find out more from women like you that are in business, women like Lyric that are in business, because that helps me to go out there and teach the next man. Or when I see it, I know what it looks like. Because sometimes we just blind to it. You know, we feel like, man, she just want that attention. She want that attention, man. Look at her. She want that attention. Why I'm gonna say something, but not realizing that sometimes you just smile to stop the animosity from coming.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me, man. It's just like how and you just kept going. You live with this every day. What would be your main advice that you would say to new business owners out there, especially women, starting out? Because they can't get to 5 years without doing the first year first.
That part. But I have like the simplest advice because it's the simple things that amount to the big things. The simplest is move forward. Always. No matter what happens in your life, no matter what goes on, you deal with it, but you move forward. You don't stop. You don't give up. You move forward. And then it's the consistency. You gotta be consistent. You gotta consistently go out there and network, meet people, build relationships, because it's not for the now. It's for the future. So you gotta stay consistent. At any point you drop the ball. You gotta pick it right back up. So it ain't no stop, it ain't no certain blueprint, it ain't no here's the key to business, it ain't none of that. Because everybody's road is different. No matter who it is, there's no concrete way they can give you a blueprint. Oh, here, do this, and you're gonna be successful. No, because they can't tell you what hiccups gonna come in your life.
So what made you transition from customer to business owner?
I was unhappy working for someone else. I felt like if I put as much effort as I did into their business, into mine, I could be a millionaire. I could do what I'm supposed to do. God told me I could be a millionaire by the time I was 30. I was on that job, but I was 28. When I looked at that, I was 28, and I was like, look, I ain't no closer. I've been at this company for 8 years. And the one thing about me, I'm an overachiever. It don't matter where I'm at. I could be cleaning bathrooms. One thing you gonna see, bro, gonna step. Bro, still gonna be dressed nice. Like, it don't matter what I do. I'm gonna overachieve at it. And I'm a leader by nature. No matter if I want to or not, I'm gonna be a leader. But knowing those things about me, I was like, let me take these traits and put them in my own so that I can build and I can be happy. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, it's a lot of work. But I would take this any day over clocking in. I take all of the stress and struggles any day.
Yeah. So have you ever had these situations? I know you said the barbershop, but in a professional manner, like say for instance, going to get your car fixed. Have you ever had this happen? Or maybe you going in for a job interview? Because I hear this happens a lot as well. You go in for a job interview and you know, you get uneasy because the way that the interviewer may be looking at you.
I haven't had that issue with an interview or anything like that. Only the issues I've had with cars is them charging more because I'm a female by myself.
Right.
And I like it literally I sit there and watch it happen because I went to multiple places to get the rates. They was charging me double for oil changes, double for regular repairs, and double because I was a woman. And I'm pretty sure too it had to do with the type of car too. Yeah. But they was doubling everything versus me going somewhere else and taking a guy with me.
And see, that's why the topic is, are you the next customer or the next victim? Right? Because I think y'all get victimized. But like you said, the prettier you are, the dumber they think you are.
Yeah.
And it's not my words. You know what I mean? This not how I feel. But this is what women are saying, and this is what I see on a constant basis. It's like just because you're pretty, you can't be smart and pretty.
That part.
Right? Or just because, and I see it happen the opposite way. Because they might not be as attractive, right? They don't get treated as nicely as the woman that is attractive because, hey, I don't want you sexually now. So the favor that I was offering Ro, you don't get that favor because, and that's not business. That's not good business. That's not good business.
That's called pretty privilege, and it's a real.
Let's talk about this pretty privilege, okay? Because I tell these women all the time that, like, even when a pretty woman walk across the street, a guy will stop and let her walk across the street, right? But if you were the ugly woman, sometimes and they ready to fly over the speed bump to get past you because you ain't attractive. But I tell people there is a such thing as you call it pretty privilege.
Yep.
Tell me about this pretty privilege.
You ain't gotta pay for no drinks at all.
So how do we recognize the difference? I guess I'm asking between you trying to get pretty privilege and you just being pretty. How do we know the difference?
It's not like a difference. It's just how you're going to be treated, period. So let me say, for example.
Okay, give me an example. I'm learning.
There's a spot that me and my girl will go to on a regular basis. And we already know, like, we'll grab a table. And it's a strategy to it, right? So me and her, we at the table. There's a table. It's a seat for 4 or 6, but it's only 2 of us there. So if other females want to sit down at that table, they gotta look a certain way to sit at that table. Okay. Because if they don't, dudes ain't gonna stop.
Okay.
One is you gotta look approachable. You gotta be smiling, and you do have to be cute. Right. Dudes are gonna approach that table, no problem. They're gonna buy you drinks, this, that, and the third. We do it all the time. Like, they come up to that table because it's 2 of us and we're approachable. We nice, we smiling, we having a good time just by ourselves. Right. So they coming over to add to it.
So in that sense, the intention is to try to get the drink or whatever the case may be, right? Or I'm just.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a whole strategy.
It's a strategy.
We don't go out to buy drinks.
Right. It's a strategy.
If I want to buy drinks, I go with my dude.
Right. Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. So what if you and some ladies just out and you don't want that? How do that look? You're not trying to attract that. You really just want to vent or have a girl session or whatever. So, because sometimes that happens too, right?
Yeah, but for the most part, like when there's a large group of women, a lot of times dudes don't approach a large group of women.
Okay.
Versus 2 women.
Okay.
They're gonna approach 2 women. Again, it is that pretty privilege. And then another example, say for
you learning something, son? You learning something?
we went to a beach, right? And, they rent out the chairs, this, and the third, right? Well, go up there, talk to the dude. We just be like, just flirt with them a little bit. What do? Well, I give you these chairs, give you a towel, like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that pretty privilege. They just be like, look, here, since you cute, you ain't got to pay for this. Like, they'll do that. Right. Like, they do give you got that privilege. Like, I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff.
And in that sense, y'all not really feeling threatened. It's more of just a cat and mouse type of thing.
Correct.
It's more innocent.
Yeah, that's more just using your.
And you going out. You're not even in a business sense. You're going out. So
yeah, it's not. I wouldn't correlate that to business.
Right.
Yeah, the pretty privilege I would not correlate to business. I think that's just more of just like real life stuff, like you outside, you doing like you outside, you at bars and
Now, one thing I will tell you as a man, sometimes I feel like that I'm trying to be taken advantage of. Sometimes.
yeah, I get
Right.
that, and you should. Because I mean, hey, it's the truth.
It's the truth, right? So it's like, how should I approach a woman in business, right? And we talking business, and I want to date you, right? I want to date you, and we're not working together. I'm literally you in your business, I'm in my business, or I'm going into a business, or you going into a business. How would it look the appropriate way for a man to look?
Let me tell you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send you this link.
Okay.
And you're gonna book a meeting with me. You're gonna pay this invoice to book a meeting with me.
That's
and
dope.
the reason why I do it that way, because for one, if you want to date me, that means you want to support me. So that means you're not gonna waste my time. So I'm gonna send you this link. You're gonna book a session, and we're gonna talk about business, and then we can go have a drink or go have dinner afterwards.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm gonna send you this link. You
I
don't
like
book, that's on you. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
I like that. So I like that. I'm gonna incorporate that. I'm gonna incorporate.
Look, baby,
I like that.
I do it all the time because DMs and inboxes be hot.
Right.
They be like, how can I be a part of what you doing? Like all this, that, and third. I'm like, here you go. Here's
Now,
this link.
I'm happy you said that, because with the social media era and things like that, do you think they take, like, because you always, like I say, you always fly, and I know to the women that's inspiration, but to the men, do you feel like, that they treat you less, or do they come at you for business, or do they try to just bypass the business part of it and say, hey, what's up, baby, what you trying to do?
They do both. So this is my thing. When it comes to business and you're on social media, sex sells, whether you're selling it or not.
That's true.
Because women gotta want to be me, dudes gotta want to be with me. Because the thing with social media is you need all of the attention. You need the likes, you need the followers, you need the hearts, you need all those things to pump you up in the algorithm for the right people to see you. So I ain't saying show your butt and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm saying it's like, whether you think so or not, sex sells.
Yeah, I agree.
So the thing about me is I'm just naturally sexy and classy.
Right.
So yes, that attracts guys, but from the most part, from what I've seen a lot on social media, is a lot of them they come at me from the business realm first. They'll come like, well, how can I support you? You know what I'm saying? But that too shows who's really serious. Because I'm telling you, I'll send them a link with the quickness. I already got a copy and paste.
And I like the way you hold yourself in business, and I can see that. And I think more women can take that example, right? How you hold yourself, right? It's not necessarily you just trying to look sexy or anything like that, because for men, sometimes power is sexy. Sometimes you being more confident in yourself attracts us to you, right?
That's true.
So I feel like a lot of times, that goes back to what I was saying, when we taking care of business, a lot of times for us to be taken serious, I think sometimes in that realm, and like you said, you don't have to agree or don't. It's because we just communicate, right? But I want to open up a dialogue so women understand, first of all, that men are dogs. We already know that, right? So, like you said, do we want to attract the dog and buy drinks, or do we want to attract the dog in business, or do we want to attract the dog in whatever? But I feel like the way we carry ourselves, because I'm the same man in all three of those aspects, but when I'm carrying myself as a dog and I want to go do what dogs do, I have a certain walk, a certain talk that I walk by. Right?
I think it's the settings that be different. Like for me, my mannerisms is gonna be the same.
Yo.
My mannerisms. Like I'm still gonna be that sexy, classy person, whether I'm at the lounge or I'm out networking. It don't matter. Like if I'm in a cigar lounge or whatever, I'm still gonna be who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can just tell in the atmosphere, in the setting, what I'm gonna pull. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, today was dope because you made the setting. You made the setting in this lounge where they were professional. They were respectful. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
the introduction, just a business owner and things like that.
They
I didn't introduce her, oh man, I got this fine ass girl coming in here. Because they would have gave you that energy. They would have gave you that energy.
That part, right?
They would have gave you that energy.
Where was I? Like,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I just did legit.
No, you fine. Like went to a cigar lounge like yesterday. So yesterday it was a networking event, women's networking event at a cigar lounge. We had a table outside. So, but you know, everybody else on the other dude center, they weren't in business, or if they were, we didn't know.
Right.
But they weren't in there for that. They were in there to chill and lounge. So guess what? Every time we walk to the bar, every time we walk to the bathroom, you got that other type setting,
Right.
where they like,
Right.
you know,
And they drinking.
exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just the different settings that's going to pull out different types of people. But for me, like, I'm gonna always have that sexy, classy vibe. Period. No matter where I go.
And I like the way you're sticking to what you're saying, because at the end of the day, you're exactly right. We as men have to elevate. You know, women shouldn't have to cover themselves up. Women shouldn't have to do this. And that's why I'm asking these questions.
Yeah.
Because I want you to say these things, and I don't want you to back down on it, because I feel like it gives men a better understanding that, hey, I can look sexy, I can look classy, but I can take care of business at the same time.
That part.
You know what I mean? And you have to understand the climate that I'm in. Like you said, if you see me with my laptop out, things like that, then you see me take care of business.
That part.
It's a certain way that y'all like to be approached, or just leave me alone, because as a man, we would do the same. If we see another man sitting there at his laptop, we gonna let him make it, right? Or how he's busy.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what we have to get better at. Is not trying to tell you what you should do and how you should dress, but how we as men should treat you ladies better, to give you more confidence to come into our business.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you said, Tony, that's how I met Tony, the owner at the cigar lounge. I was a customer first. You know what I mean? And when I came in, sometimes as a man, especially when you come in looking nice, the business itself says, oh, he got money, let me take advantage of him, or let me try to, like you say, upsell him on a plate of wings, or do something to because he's got it.
Yeah.
But he treated me the same way he treated the first person, the lady that came in, and now I became a member, because it was like, because you did business the right way, I want to continue to do business with you. And women are no different. If we treat women not as a sexual encounter, but as a business partner, or a business, what's the word I'm looking for? A business, not partner, somebody that can help us in our business.
Asset.
An asset to it. Thank you. I feel like women are the biggest assets to business, right? Because when I first started smoking, you remember me when we was at the cigar lounge 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we met in DeSoto.
Yeah.
You know, and the climate then, as far as how many women are in the cigars industry, and the climate now is, I would say, 5 times. 5 times the amount of women. So now it's even more critical, because most of these cigar lounges, like you say, are owned by men.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's even more critical. I think we should even take like and do they still do this? And you can answer me this. Do they still do like business ethics in these business? Like do they still have like meetings and things like that at these? What was the last corporate American job you had? How many years ago? Or like business where it was more than 100 people, I guess.
2013.
2013. So, yeah, it's 10 years. Damn, girl. You been out of business that long?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been out of corporate that long.
Man, girl, that's congratulations on that. Congratulations. So I wonder if I think it should be like a requirement. I think it should be a requirement to have business etiquette.
Oh, okay. So like HR stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess HR would,
because that's what HR does, and that's a good point, because that's what I had to incorporate HR, of course, into my team, even though I don't have over 100 people, right? But even as long as you have males and females, you need to have HR in place. You have to have rules and stipulations in place. I didn't have those in the beginning, so that's why I had issues that came up. But what I do, I looked at what I did wrong, and I got stuff put in place.
So you didn't have it at the beginning. There was issues that they called because you had to be HR, the business owner, and you just one person.
I was the person for everything, and so people get too friendly. They get too happy, they get all attached and all that, and it causes problems. It causes lots of problems. That's on males and female side.
Man, that's women just go through. I'm just like,
yeah,
I just didn't realize that it was so much. Like, women often get the negative spotlight and great attention when something goes wrong, but if something goes well, they are ignored.
Look, let me tell you something. that negative spotlight.
Negative spotlight.
Like I told you, because like that the incident or the relationship that I had with the team member, because it was very social. It was very like, and I said social because we were very public. It was on everything. You know what I'm saying? I got the negative side of it because I'm the woman. I'm the business owner. Like, I mean, though he was one too. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I had smoke on this one.
But yeah, I got the negative spotlight on it. And she should know better. She. Like,
but if it was a man, it wouldn't. That happens all the time as a man in the industry. Exactly. You know, it happens all the time to where we and it just gets shuffled under the rug. It's shuffled under the rug. That's amazing. I think you should do more like and I know you do that already, but I think you should do more expos for women in business or young entrepreneurial women in business, and focus maybe less on the actual business side and more on the politics side, because a lot of women get discouraged even before they go into it, because a lot of the stuff that they like, it says it here. They said that they perceive that it's too difficult or too aggressive in that market, you know. And I'm not saying you, because you're a strong black. We can see that you have, but I know for a fact that there's women out there that don't even want to take that first step because they're scared of the men in that industry. So how do you help those women? Because that's what this is supposed to be about. See, you are already there, but there's women out there that ain't there that want to get there. How do they get past the first fear?
So to help them, we have to deal with each one of them individually, because that's a confidence that's going to have to be built up in them. That's personal development that's going to happen or have to happen within them. Because they're going to have to know that, hey, you know what? Whatever room I step into, I'm supposed to be in this room. I don't care how many men are in here. I don't care how many whites, black, how many got more dollars. It don't matter. If I'm in this room, I'm supposed to be in this room. And I'm going to get what I came here for.
I love
period.
It.
I can step into a room full of number celebrities and I'm going to be like, y'all came to see me. But I do that pep talk to myself before I even get out the park. Because this is the thing. It's like the enemy will try to make you feel like you are so beneath, like you are not enough. And you are more than enough. Wherever level you own, you are superior. You are top tier of that level. It don't matter how long you've been doing what, this, that, and third. You there for a reason. And you have to pump yourself up and you have to develop yourself to where you believe that.
Because you know it's coming.
That part.
You know it's coming.
That part. You have to have it and experience it before you get there.
Yeah.
And you only can do that by building yourself up. So that is another thing that's individual. Individually, we have to get you together. Then you can step up into these rooms. You're like, hey, I'm here. Let's do business.
Individual.
Period. And you can learn. You can't learn if you're scared.
Learn from positive people, though. That's the one thing I want to say, man. And you know, because your body is only going to be your body for so long. You know, you got to start requiring some mental up here as well to come back when the gravity starts hitting you. You got to have something at the top up here to still hold you steady. And I think a lot of times we need more women like you to be more positive, because I think sometimes women feel like they have to show their body, right? They have to show their body and I'm not. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like that sometimes you don't have to even do that, baby. Like sometimes if you started like that, they respect you less when you get into the business, because they always remember. Like for prime example, there was a situation with my girlfriend that had a job, right? She comes in, she works there, employed, but you come in on an off day, dressed as a streetwalker, right? So now the people that see you in that form, it's hard for them to erase that, right? Because it is deeper than that. Because she was trying to get, something out of these people, because they're older, they living in these assisted living homes, and they get these checks. Okay. Right? They get these checks, and she was going to devise this plan to go in there and get this check, right? But what I'm saying is, once she did that, she lost respect for all the other coworkers and everybody, and then it became a negative impact on her, and she ended up losing her job, basically.
They looked at her different. Yeah,
they looked at you different. And sometimes I feel like if you I'm always gonna look at you in a certain way, because that's how you approach me in that manner. You approach me as a woman. Hey, I'm Ro. You didn't come. I didn't meet you with your butt up in the editor because it's hard for me to erase that, even if you are the most successful woman, right?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to erase that because even when we're not taking care of business, somebody's always trying to judge you. So all I'm saying is sometimes when we are business owners, right? We're business owners, we conduct ourselves more like Ro. We always are going to get that certain respect. So when we do step back, here's my birthday. It is this, it is that. I'm having fun, not, oh, this is all my business is to show my ass. That makes sense? Because I feel like people in the business are showing their ass too much. You know what I mean? And now you want me to respect you as the woman that you are when I go to your page, not you, but I'm just saying, you a masseuse. You a masseuse, right? And you're not no happy ending masseuse. But every time I see you, you got a pajama, you got this. So as a business, as I'm trying to do business with you, my intentions may be not the same as, hey, show me your clients, your history, your things like that, because I'm not here for your ass. I want to just get the massage part of it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what women try to trick us into doing sometimes. And then in return, men treat them a certain way, not realizing all women, all men are different.
Yeah.
Right? But in business, I feel like more women need to have your approach to say, hey, look, I'm here to take care of the business first. Grab my link. Not, hey, look at my pictures. Look at this. Look at my ass. And then try to attract the men like this. Do you think like women? Because I feel like some women do that, bro. And I know you may not be in this, but do you know women like this? Because I feel like that's what I see sometimes. Like you want to attract me with the ass before you attract me with the business.
I mean, I can't speak a lot on that because I hang around a lot of women that's like me. You know what I'm saying? Women. So.
But do you see that sometimes? Do you look at some? I mean, you might just totally erase it out of all what you do.
Yeah.
But do you sometimes catch yourself saying like, man, that's more attention grabbing than business minded? I'm asking you. You being a business owner, a businesswoman, and when going about your business the way that you have, do you look at that sometimes, woman to woman? Because I know men to woman is different, and women look at men a certain way, but men to men, we be like, man, that's kind of extra, bro. You ain't have to be doing all that, bro. You know, sometimes we do that as men. So I'm curious, as a woman, sometimes do you see other women in business? You don't have to call nobody out.
Oh man, I was just thinking. So I mean, especially on Instagram. So I mean, because that's more.
But I see your Instagram. And you put together videos, reels, and it's business set, and it doesn't, and you still look nice.
Yeah, but I mean, I do know some that lead more provocative, something like that. Right. Yeah, they do lead more provocative.
I wonder what's the success rate on that.
I don't know. I know they got a lot of followers.
Right.
But I don't know what them dollars look like.
Right. So, yeah. And at the end of the day, one thing I realize sometimes what makes us happy financially don't always make us happy mentally. You know, I had to take a step back.
That part.
Yeah. You know, I was making 6 figures. I was managing at Ashley Furniture in Mesquite, and I took a step back mentally because I was wearing myself out. Like you said earlier, I was giving my business so much, trying to make this $1 million in sales, trying to get this little ring just to get 6-7% of the sales. And it was wearing me down mentally because I wasn't seeing the reward that I had, that they were seeing, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to switch my approach up, and I had to get right mentally. So I took a step back from working, and it actually opened up more opportunity for me as an entrepreneur. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I made a lot of mistakes as a young entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
And all of us.
Posting dumb stuff on Facebook and Instagram, saying stuff out of line, taking inappropriate, whatever it is, I had to learn,
Yeah.
And that's where my growth came from. It's trial and error.
That part.
Trial and error. People saying, man, that's not a good look for the business. And I could have took it like, man, whatever, bro. But I took it as, okay, if I'm going to continue to be a businessman and try to grow as a business person, I have to start looking inwardly. You know what I mean? And trying to be the best person I could be. And it automatically made me approach women different. Yep. It automatically made me try to be a better student.
Because you did what?
I personally took the challenge. Yeah, I personally took that challenge.
We all got to do that. We each have to do that for ourselves. Yeah. Can't nobody do it for us.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. Man, this is good stuff. So Lyric says, She was
Lyric
saying
said a
fact.
lot.
Yeah, she did. She Lyric been on it today.
What's up, Lyric?
This is why. Let's see what else she said. Life be lifing, but those connections you cultivate definitely gonna grow through it all.
Yes,
And that's what I
yes.
was talking about earlier. Remember, I was like, I'd rather have a partner for life than sex for tonight.
Come on.
You know what I mean? That's always been my motto. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if as soon as I have a sexual relationship with you, I lose you as a customer.
Yeah,
Right.
things change.
And things change, right?
Yeah.
Because now it's like, oh man, I got privilege now.
Yeah.
I got privilege.
My God.
I got privilege. So no, that $30 still mean the same to me today as it did yesterday.
Okay, like
right?
Yeah. I still need this money to come over here.
I still need it, right? So at the end of the day, I feel like you said you are actually saying what this paperwork said, because it got to a conclusion, and it says women that network are the most successful in business. Women that I had all this memorized. It was a lot of information I've been taking in. Empathetic assertiveness. Empathetic assertiveness. What does that word mean to you? Because I'm gonna read today. But what does that word?
You don't have to read the definition.
It says this is your best tool to show off your credibility without being questioned, to be taken seriously and seen as capable, to be able to speak directly and not be labeled too aggressive, too difficult, or too bitchy.
So basically being kind.
Well, no, assertiveness. I guess the empathetic assertiveness. I guess that's what I'm trying to get, the assertiveness part. Like because you are actually displaying the empathetic the things that you have said. You have told me that that's empathetic assertiveness. But in business, they saying that this is what women use to thrive in business. Empathetic, because sometimes if you are like you said earlier, boy, now that could be, whoa, that's bitchy boss.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, you're gonna respect me for my position, because hey, just because I think that's more.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's taking it better.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna argue with you.
Because I think
I'm just like, look.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you before you say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have had some, and this was before my growth. I had a lot of run-ins with black women in power.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And I wanted to say that because I want to give you my ideas after you say this. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I dealt with it.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not gonna argue with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hear you. You're gonna say what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Right.
The thing is, you're not gonna take my voice. I can still speak on what I want to speak on, and then I need to be received. You ain't gotta, like I said, you ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta agree with it, but receive it. Don't discount me. Don't dismiss me because I'm a woman. No, I still have a voice, but I don't have to be all loud and be like, I'm finna fight this, that, and third. I ain't gotta do all that, and I'm not gonna do all that. That's unnecessary energy. I'm not doing that. I said what I said, and now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem most people have. They can't separate the black woman in the streets and the black woman in the business, right? Because as soon as y'all get assertive, we go to the black woman in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, like, hold on, girl, don't be.
Yeah.
Like, girl, I'm your boss, right? So it's like that's a fine line, I guess, that you have to walk, because do y'all know that that's a perception of black women? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah. We're all mean and bitter.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right.
Like, no matter what has happened to me, the thing about me, I'm good at brain dumping. And I will forgive you and still not talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, it's for me. It's personal. I got to get past it, because things are going to happen. But I'm not going to hold that. I'm not going to hold it in my heart. I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to be mad at every man in the world because these two are stupid. I'm not going to do that. I already know my dude out there, period. Just because these were stupid don't mean mine don't exist.
Right.
No, you can say what you're going to say. You can do what you're going to do. But I'm still going to move forward, get better myself, so I can be in a position to attract my dude.
Now, do you because you have had a past with black men and with men, period, do you sometimes create like a wall to certain men, or
I
just
don't
curious?
create a wall. No.
You don't look at them and be like, oh, he look like my baby dad. He act like, do you ever do that?
No, like, I don't create a wall. And two, like, if I have some inkling in me, like, say for example, at first I would not date someone who had the same name as my ex. Now I'm good. But at first, I was like, nope, no. But I've gotten past that. But no, I'm not. I'm not gonna not give a guy a chance because he looks like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a guy a chance more if he looked like a family member versus an ex. Because I'd be like, you like my cousin. I don't know. I don't want to be telling you like my cousin, like my brother. Like, no, for me, that's that. But ex, no, like no. I don't, first, I'm not giving nobody that much power over me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm responsible for me. Nobody else. I'm responsible for me.
That's
and I
powerful.
know what I want.
That's powerful.
And I know if I don't have it, it's because I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I got to work on me. I don't care what anybody else got to say and what they do, this, that, and the third. I know about me. And I know what I want, and I know I'm going to get it. So I know what I got to do, period.
So how many people do you employ over there at the business now, guys?
Right now, I have like a team of 17.
That's dope. That's dope. All women, nice mix. What?
It's women and men.
Okay.
Yes.
What's more for more women?
For more women, yeah.
Because I guess
attract women,
you do a lot of
course.
event space and things like that. You do private parties. Am I correct?
Yes.
And what else?
So
Because some people just chimed in a little late. I just want to make sure.
that's fine. So we do like, well, people are able to use the lounges for networking mixers, product launches, book signings,
Podcast.
pop-up shops, things of that nature. Then if we do events, it's more like sit-down dinners, baby showers, bridal showers, things of that nature.
Man, y'all need to get with Ro, man. This woman, she got a lot of strong black woman, you know, and I know she's saved some of her stuff that she's been through in her life, you know, because we're gonna keep it a little lighter here today, but definitely I've learned some things from this woman here, and I want to I challenge you guys to follow her, support her, and learn from her. You know what I mean? Because this is a woman in business for 5 years. Some of you fellas might want to get in business, and you wondering what's your perception like. You know, you got to realize that these women talk. How many people she gonna tell about that barbershop that she had the bad experience on? Zero. She not gonna tell people. But when she has experience like she has today, she'll probably go back and tell somebody else about this establishment.
Yeah.
And I think that's the ultimate goal of businessmen and businesswomen is don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. Know that this stuff exists. Know that when you go into these opportunities, you have to hold yourself a certain way.
That part.
You know what I mean? Because men, we look for the weakness. That's the animal instinct in us. So if you come in looking like prey, a lot of times these men will treat you like prey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you coming in there
Yeah.
taking care of business and you want to take care of business, go in aggressive. What did they say? Be assertive. Be assertive in your approach. Let these men know what you want. Hey, I've got 2 sons out here. They trying to get here. Don't go in there, hey, because that automatically is going to give them a bad perception, regardless if we want to accept that or not. When you come in there and you're not taking care of business, then you can't expect the man, regardless of what setting you are, to take care of his business. Men gonna be men. Men gonna be men. Hold yourself. You could be sexy, right? You could be beautiful. You could be all of that stuff, right? And still take care of business because she's a living example. What else you want to add to that, bro? I just hyped her up, but I'm telling you, man, because I tried to get her off track 3-4 times today, and her answers were consistent. Work on yourself. Work on yourself.
I'm telling you, you can't sit there and blame nothing on nobody else.
Individual.
Like, they made me do this. They not like, no, you made a choice.
Individual growth is also what you said.
Yes, personal development.
Personal,
That's
that's
the
what
number
you
one
said.
thing
Personal
in
development.
life and business. Personal development. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you have not developed to be the person to be there. That's all that it is.
So simply, all you had to do was say, "I'm going to do it," and you just stopped working and you went in. But you had a game plan. Did you always have? You didn't even have a game
I
plan.
ain't had no game plan when I quit my job.
Wow.
I didn't have no game plan. My plan was I believed in myself and I knew that I was gonna make it. So that Monday, because I quit for my birthday, and I went out, got drunk, had a good time, this, that, and third. But that Monday, I started executing. I started going, okay, where can I go to learn? Where can I go to meet people? And that's what I started filling my schedule up with. And of course, I had clients and customers too at that time. But that's when I started filling my schedule up with, so that I could learn and do more and learn more.
So you
But
started.
those first 2 years, hard.
You started your business at home base.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
And then you moved into your facility, right?
Yes. Yeah. I became a 2011 is when I started my first
You guys
business.
have a good one.
And then I became a full-time entrepreneur in 2013. And so in 2013, that's also when I found my brick and mortar and everything.
2013. Oh, you been there that long?
Not that one. I was in another spot.
Oh, and you moved to this.
Yeah. It was just like around the corner, same management company and everything, but yeah.
So yeah, hey, if y'all need a space out there, man, I've been out there. We did a couple podcasts out there. Beautiful location. It's what's the address again?
We're in North Dallas off of 635 in Midway.
635
Business Lounge Dallas.
Business Lounge Dallas. Okay, y'all make sure y'all go out there and follow that page if you're watching it later on podcast form on Spotify, YouTube, wherever, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow her because that's what this is all about, networking. We want to make sure that y'all patronize this young lady, follow her, support her. She's a beautiful spirit. I love this woman because she creates a lot of positive spaces out here for our community. And it's just not for our community; it's for all open community. It's not exclusive; it's inclusive. It includes everybody. I've seen all types of people do all types of events out there, and I'm excited for the future because I know now that I've talked to you, and I know this woman is a fighter, and I know when times get tough because in business times do get tough.
Period.
I don't think that this woman's gonna quit, be discouraged, gonna give up. She ain't gonna let none of y'all, man. She said she's already had a man that's been in that situation and it still ain't stopped, right? You still going, right?
That part.
Still going.
And we'll move forward.
Move forward, man. Y'all use this lady as an inspiration, man. If y'all want to know how she started, reach out to her in the inbox. You wanted to ask her something that you might not have been comfortable with me knowing about, man, reach out to her because I promise you she'll respond. She'll get back to you. She's a busy woman, so you have to give her time, but she will get back to you guys because she is a resource and an asset for our community, man. So I appreciate you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. You got something coming up.
Yes. So we do have an event coming up to kick off Juneteenth. We'll also be celebrating our 5-year anniversary on June 16th. It's called 100 Black Entrepreneurs Event. And it's on a Friday at 2 p.m. The link is businessloungedallas.com/100. So please come out. It's going to be a premium networking event.
Cool. Well, I've had fun. Definitely elevated myself. I knew I was gonna learn something today because, like I said, when I was reading this here, and y'all saw y'all got to do, man. You simple Google search. You can research this information. A lot of times that we blind to the truth. We can't be scared of the truth, guys. We got to get better. We got to elevate ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to protect our queens. Give them a safe space to not only thrive in business, but to help us in our business aspects as well. They got great ideas. They got man, these women are amazing, man, and we are doing ourselves a disservice every time we disrespect their smarts. Every time we disrespect their beauty, we're actually giving our queens disrespect. So I'm gonna say, king to queen, I'm proud of you. I want to see you keep doing your thing, and I'm supporting you however I can. I'm getting your name out there, man. We want to say thank you to Tony, El Jefe Cigar Lounge. We do this every other Thursday. He puts up with us. He lets us get our little space in here, man. So if y'all ever in Dallas, 115 North Carroll Avenue, El Jefe Cigar Lounge, great place for a smoke, good conversation, man. Y'all come see my boy Tony. We're going to do this again in 2 Thursdays, man. We love y'all. Thank you, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We'll see y'all again. One of my elevated conversations. We out. Thank you. Yes. That was beautiful. I can't wait to go back and read.